What's going on, family? How y'all doing out there today? This is episode 30 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon. I am joined, as always, by Mr. What's Good himself, Israel.
What's good?
And you know it got to be a doctor in the house because we got Luke in the building.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on?
What is going on, fellas? How y'all doing? How y'all week been?
Great.
Man, it's been a busy weekend. It's been busy, probably from Friday to yesterday. Sunday, Friday to Sunday. Yeah.
How was your
your
outing?
weekend?
Hold on a second. Slow down. How was your biker your party?
That was Friday. That was last Friday.
Was it last Friday?
Black Friday. Man, we 2 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago, man. Where you been at? Yeah.
Hey, look.
It went pretty good. Yeah, that's right. That went pretty good. They ended up having me as the MC and the person that's pushing the tickets. So we had a raffle. We raffled off a 65-inch TV. Then it was like $100 gift card and 2 headache baskets. So we shall say, yeah, 2 headache baskets of that hard liquor stuff. So yeah, they had me on the mic. You know, I got lit up in there. I'm like, oh, they didn't gave me the mic. They done messed up. So I had some fun with it. And a lot of people I invited. Biker Wise showed up, and then a lot of people didn't show up. But then there was a lot of people that was buying the tickets, and then yeah, had a good time with that. And then Saturday, I think it was yeah, that was 2 weeks ago, man. We ain't had yeah. The next Saturday, that Saturday, it was I had a funeral, biker funeral to go to. Somebody, a lady on the set, she had some type of illness or something. We talked about that. Oh no. But that was that Saturday. And then this Friday that just passed, I don't be remembering what happened. So, you know, my stuff it be so much stuff that the days be blurring in, and I just know I go to work and then I'll be outside, you know. But Saturday, got to hang out with my cousin, game night. That was pretty good. And then Sunday, I was whipping and flipping in the kitchen. Got to sleep in. You know, made some omelets and chill with my biker people. And chill with my lady friend. And then boom, it's Monday morning. So that was my weekend. I don't know what happened Friday. I don't know.
I ain't been doing nothing. I've been fasting. What's that saying? I've been a good noodle.
This guy's been a good noodle. That's crazy. Y'all can hear me all right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I've been a good noodle. My friend got mad at me, actually. Yeah. She was like, why we ain't been outside? Because I've been fasting, woman.
Man, is that everybody?
I ain't got time.
Everybody, lady friend, they want to be outside. Like, yo, we ain't been nowhere. I'm not trying to go nowhere. Not
exactly.
Outside.
I ain't even trying to go nowhere.
Outside ain't got nothing but dollar signs. Negative dollar signs. That means as soon as you step out the door, how much? $50. Boom. That's crazy.
Yeah, they be trying to get husbands down here in Atlanta, boy. Down here in Georgia. They be ready to move in with you, take care of y'all type of stuff. I don't know why you move, Luke. What you move up there for?
Nothing like that. Southern loving. Southern loving is crazy.
I can get it up here. Nah, I mean, I'm like Solomon, man. I mean, I've been I feel like my whole life is a fast because I like to really, chill. Um, but it's the same thing with me. I mean, I've been working a lot, and all week long I was working. So the week was great. No complaints, no bad news. Um, like I always tell my bros, I'm just trying to make this week better than last week. So got this week started off strong. Was looking forward to being able to get in here with you all today. So yeah.
Well, I know one thing that happened this weekend, that is our first topic of the day, and that is King Peter Day for the Coptic faith. After the Order of Melchizedek here in the United States of America. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I am getting so excited that we are getting views from people from different countries. Like we 8 away from our 100 ball that we looking for. So we at 92 right now. So I'm getting excited about all this. But yeah, we had our annual King Peter Day, and of course, so everybody's gonna be like, well, who is that for the ones who are not Coptic? And King Peter is the second leader after our founder, the prophet Cicero, King Melchizedek. He was the successor to him, and Prophet Peter, or King Peter, back in. See, now I gotta take out my notes because to get real specific about the time.
Back to the dates.
He was like the one that was in charge. Like, I mean, to me, I describe him in my book as like the body. He was after Prophet Cicero. I didn't get a chance to say my piece. I wish they would have. You know what? They should have called me during service. I would
I
have
wish
gave.
I would have seen the service.
Huh?
The one that just happened, right?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Yeah, they should have had a Zoom link for that. I would have tuned in.
I definitely would have tuned into that too. But yeah, King Peter took over after Prophet Cicero, and I described him as the body because of the demonstration of the Coptic teachings that Prophet Cicero had introduced to the people in Chicago. And he was excellent at manifesting different things into reality. King Peter was a man who reigned for years in the Coptic faith with the healing, teaching, and prophesying, our three foundational principles. But as a lot of people would say, he took care of people. He was able to take care of multiple people, and that is a thing, a quality that a king should be able to do. And without just the teaching of the Coptic faith and its principles, not just him capitalizing on that, but being able to show this, because some people won't believe certain things until they are shown it. And because he was able to display it in a way that nobody else was doing at the time, he was very successful and a person that will always be remembered because of his sacrifice and his work that he did. So, that's my little 2 cents for King Peter, because he is a person in our organization that will forever be recognized, because he is a standard. And when you are a standard of something, people can go back to you for reference and see what you can do to either mimic that or be better or learn from, for your own Coptic journey. So, as we say, King Peter 366 degrees, Hosanna to his name. Fellas, what y'all want to talk about, what y'all want to say about King Peter?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah. I was here. I got a chance to be in the service, and the service was over at the True Temple of Solomon, which is one of the pillars of our organization as far as locations are concerned. It is indeed one of the pillars. It is also the largest location that we have as an organization. Um, and I enjoyed it. It's always good because when multiple different, temples come together, I think is one is rare. And I think in order to celebrate someone that was able to put a lot of work in for us is very unique. Now, I ain't gonna be too long-winded because I can go hours about it. But I've always found Prophet Peter to be very unique because if anybody learned since y'all been watching our podcast over the past several weeks is that I'm very analytical, and I find rarity in individuals who are quiet but very strategic. And in our society, in our group, we were always told we slow, or all we do is dance, and we always trying to perform, and we always clowning. So I always appreciated Prophet Peter because of the zeal that he had when it came to the world. Like, he represented a black man of knowledge and effectiveness. He didn't have to do a lot of riffraff to get a lot of stuff done. And one thing I find interesting about him, and we see this constant when it comes to a lot of these successful black leaders, because there are leaders that came, but they wasn't as successful. But it's a pattern to me with the successful ones who are able to get black men specifically to do something even when they don't want to do it. And those are usually the humble men. They're usually the ones that are leading the entire nation. They have people that will do all of the rah-rah for them because they've learned to master people. And I found that to be very like unique in this day and time where everyone is trying to basically get up. Even with the election, we see that in the election of what people want. They want leadership. So I found him to be very unique for us because he's an example of leadership. Perfect leadership, there is no such thing as perfect leadership. But no one can say that the groundwork that he made in Chicago is not effective because I always said this. There were men and women whose lives he changed who could have affected other people's lives in a negative way. But because he was effective, he was able to stop certain things happening. And we're taught to see past, present, and future. There are a lot of things that happen when you are able to help somebody and you can transform their life. You helping other people down the road who this person could have possibly hurt through their actions or through the negative things that were going on in their life. So I don't take that lightly because it kind of goes further than what you see on the surface. And he was definitely a reformer of men and women. But I find it unique with black men because they always say it's impossible. They always say it's difficult. But somehow, some way, he was getting gangsters, drug dealers, pimps, all type of men from all ways of life in what is known as one of the most difficult cities in the country, let alone almost the world, Chicago, Illinois. You can't tell me he ain't a bad joker. He was trying to get these young men and women to do better in their life and to live and not just exist. Not just be a stereotypical person, but to get their own businesses, work the land that they in. So that's my piece on it. I always appreciate them. That's a goal in my life to be somebody effective like that. So how about you, Israel? I ain't do too long because I told y'all I
No,
can go
you
out.
good. You good. Man, I think to be able to be a man, leading more men and bringing them into the church is you got to be an effective leader. You got to be a great man to bring men in the church because especially nowadays, it's like there is scarcity. You got the leader and maybe a couple of two, but if you got like a dozen men or so up in your church, that man talking about something in order to get these men in here to come and be a part of the service and outside of the service, you know. And I like just from some of the stories that I've heard where it was like he was putting people in position, and it was like what he said he wanted, the people went and got it. If he said he needed 5,000 by the end of the service, end of the day, they made it happen. And then I like what he was doing. It seemed like over there on Halsted, he had the block sold up, and then went from there, got the blue room over there across the street. When they had that event space, and just being able to have that many people in attendance and that many members showing up, and being able to put people in working positions, being able to put people in put money in their pocket, get them jobs, and being able to heal them of their sicknesses and change lives. Being able to change people's lives in general is that's a major key right there. I just wish people took more pictures back in the day, because it's probably maybe 10, the same 10 floating around from what I've seen. And then I think he may have had a book out or something, wrote something. I'm not for sure. I'm not too privy on it. I feel like the stuff that the first few leaders had should be passed down to everybody. Like the proclamations, everybody should have that. And then whatever else that they had, everybody at some point in time should have like that type they literature to get privy on what they were doing, how they did it, how he did it, you know. And I wish people would have recorded him more, because I was listening to somebody. I was listening on YouTube. Somebody had recorded when King Peter was preaching, and just when it was getting good, they shut it off. I'm like, yo, I'm like, man, this man was preaching,
You ever seen any?
and huh?
You ever seen any of the videos?
No, I ain't seen the videos. So
Um,
I don't have the knowledge. I don't have that access to the videos. I haven't been given the videos, but I just it was one video on YouTube where I was listening to him speak. But just when he was starting to get in good with it, it cut off. And I was like, man. So that's just my little access to it. I wish there was more access given to everybody in the nation. So with that, we could go further with it.
You just gotta ask, sir. Just inquire about it. It's out there.
yeah, it's out there.
Some people be
Yeah.
gatekeeping, man. You ask questions they don't want to just because of who you are or who you be around or where you from. So it's a lot of that gatekeeping, like people holding recipes till they die. It ain't gonna help us none. And
Well, I will say there is one on Facebook um, of him. It's probably what about maybe 3 or 4 minutes of one of his sermons where you
yeah,
can kind of listen to how he breaks down it, but you can see the actual video. You can see him. You can see, see the church in the background. And of course, these are older videos, like when they used to have the big old tapes. So they're not the worst, but they're not the best. Um,
yeah.
but
Send it to me.
yeah,
When you find.
we're gonna put you on. We're gonna put you on to that. Because that's the memories that I have is the videos I saw. There's this one video of Passover, and they had put his crown on. He was sitting up there, and I never forget it. It has always been the pinnacle of like you ever had to not use your imagination for something when you trying to envision the Coptic nation and you envision order, meaning there is a leader, a king, a prophet, whatever title you want to give, but there's order. Like that's what that image showed me. It was just like I say, when you can get people to do what they need to do, even though they don't want to do it, you are a leader. I don't care what nobody say. You have leader qualities because that is literally the ultimate goal of any leader in any form, whether you the leader at McDonald's or you the leader of Switzerland. It doesn't matter. You have to get people to do what they need to do, even though they don't want to do it for the betterment of society or whatever the organization is, whatever the crew is. Man, I'm sorry, this man was amazing. And in days of time where we look at like how most of the preachers are now, I always say to myself, brothers, like If he was still alive today, oh, he'll be
Man,
bad. He'll be
yeah,
bad. He'll be showing people up because his hospitality is different. Like building businesses and all that. And these just the stories that we know. We don't even know everything.
right.
Helping people, man, they would have made him the go. He would have been the mayor. I promise y'all, he
I
would have
wish
ended
he
up
lived
becoming the mayor.
longer,
Man,
live longer to do more.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Um, like y'all was saying, like that he was just on another level. You know, that's why the people wanted to call him king because he was on that different level. He was on that. You know, I'll make sure everybody good. We're gonna open up businesses. We're gonna help people be successful because of the teachings of the Coptic faith and having that faith of, and I am that I am God, who he believed that was going to supply the needs for the people. And we can't say, enough about him. He had he opened up the church, True Temple of Solomon, back in August of 1965. Um, he passed away December 2nd of 1989. So he was up there for a minute,
About
building
like
up the church.
3 years. Yeah, that's a solid dime. Okay.
yeah, yeah. We that man was amazing, man. I don't care what nobody say.
We
That's some
should have
work.
had somebody from back in the day on the show, but
We gonna work that out.
I'm
We
working
gonna
yeah,
have
on it. I'm working on it.
it's yeah, cause it's stories even from way back from when he started, how it all came about from when King Melchizedek passed, a prophet Cicero, and from that, from the Rose Bowl to going to into leadership, that whole transition that people like from one place, one church to the next. That's a whole step right there, a whole transition that people go into, and some people before it, some people, they don't before it. But
yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
a
don't know. I'm not the
part.
best one to ask for the story, but I know it's a whole story. I done heard the story, but I can't tell the story because I'd have to hear it a couple of more times.
Now we're
But
gonna leave that for Patreon
yeah, yeah.
because I
But
got I got a few stories. I want
Yeah,
I want to laugh then, but I got some of the sauce.
got this.
yeah, like you said, we're gonna have to leave that one for the Patreon right there. I mean, but if
I
anybody
could
want to know,
definitely tell some stuff.
since we got viewers all over the world, fellas, since we making history, we gotta put them on. Cause see, this how raw he is. So for all the people that's gonna come, and there will be people come to Chicago, y'all come visit on 71st and Halsted, you're gonna see his name on the street. So you can see we're not just gassing him up. Like this man was recognized by the city of Chicago. This is back in the 80s when he passed away, the late 80s. And if you look at our nation, most of the what we were talking about back then wasn't really revealed to the world until the early 2000s. This is when they kind of really went into Egypt. This is when they start finding all of it. We have been talking about that already. The Black Madonna, how we was already here. So to bring back the Coptic Church and to sustain it, we don't have to argue with people. It's a fact all across academia. It's a fact. The Coptic Church is the original. It is the original, not of the world, it's the original of the whole planet. That is where it all began. And we were already getting into the practices and rebirthing that for about 40 or 50 years before it was revealed to the whole world. So that's why I say these men were on a different level, in my opinion, on a very different level. And they came into the world teaching stuff way before the whole world kind of caught up, but the whole world had to agree. They had to agree and say, this is the truth. Because as we didn't went and we didn't look and we didn't find out, this is in the 90s when they're finding out everything we have been getting taught in our way of life. They just now getting caught up on, oh, this is this and this is this, and he was a black man. We have been talking about that for years. For years. They used to call it taboo back then. So that's it.
Yeah, and he was a millionaire too. For the people who out there was like, yeah, why they call him king and all this stuff, and how big was his church? Hey, he had that bread on him, all right. So that eliminates that conversation. Whoever gonna have that question for us, he was like that. He was like that.
He was the man.
Yeah, he
The
was
one.
like that. And like I say, this was before we were born, but that's how you know how successful he was. Going back to what Luke is saying, like we're still talking about him in 2024. We're still talking about him in 2024. So that lets you know that he made a real impact on his community, as well as all of the, I want to say, our parents and the generation who came before us. So there was a generation for us that talked about him, and now we look at us, another generation talking about him.
And I like the way he came and changed the people's mind, opened up a new heaven, bringing in the empresses, bringing in the prince, princess, the bearers, armor bearers, all of those degrees. And that's a major mindset shift right there. And getting the people to see that and to know the difference.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, Israel. So why do you think he did that? Like, what was really his purpose of bringing those new degrees?
Well, you got younger people in the church. When you got younger people in the church, sometimes they can't handle the older people degrees, so they can't. I mean, they could, that's how they used to do it, with Melchizedek, but it's another mindset, another shift for them. So instead of going straight to Queens, you get these steps, these building blocks. You gotta maintain and learn before you go towards like being a queen and a prophet. So just having the mindset of a prince, being given a prince degree or royal prince degree, and learning what we do, how we supposed to be, how we supposed to live, the things that's to come to us, and how we, maintain and overcome certain challenges and ways we live in life. Same thing for the empresses, like empress, empress. That's something different right there, because they be working. They know how to make stuff happen. Okay, they maintain, and then they are like a big orchestrator with a lot of things that happen just in church, in their lives, and the way that they move. It's like, I don't know, when you dealing with an empress, it's different. They can make stuff happen for you. You need it done. You need this, that, the third. They gonna find some way to get it together and make it done. They gonna get the house in order, the church in order. They like, I could say they could be the main front runners. And same thing with the empress, with the princess. It's like these the ones, the shakers and the movers, the young ones that got the energy and the will and the zeal, bringing it to the older ones, But yeah, the princess and the empress degrees, those women different.
Yeah, I
That's
agree
a
Don't
with
whole
get
you.
me
nother.
started talking about no empresses now. Y'all know how I get.
Nah, them empress power different. Empress
I,
power.
I gotta agree
Empress.
with him though. But yeah, I be looking at it like, even if they was reforming the mind, like when you do the research with Prophet Cicero, you see he dealt with the inner core of Africa, and he dealt with the motherland, the inner core of the motherland. And when he introduced the prophets and the queens, again, our way of life is based off of Kemet. That's where all, like, you have to say, okay, if you say y'all the oldest church, y'all the oldest this, y'all are the original ones of this. Well, where were y'all at? We did have a land. We was in the land of Kemet. And in Kemet, in the birthing of the land of Kemet, these were agricultural people. What they did was they learned how to market their skills. They had the Nile next to them, which is what some people are now in biblical terms. You'll always hear the Jordan River, the Jordan River, the Nile River for the original Coptics or the Kemetic people was a very useful tool. And they wasn't it didn't automatically get to pyramids. It didn't automatically get to civilization and thousands of people and commerce and law and ma'at. It had to start somewhere. The old heaven had to come in and it had to set law so that when the new heaven came in, we didn't lose our morals. This is why I believe Kemet survived for thousands of years, because the balance between the church and state was what America was looking to do. That's why America wanted to do it so bad. It's only one way in this world that's ever built great societies, and that's the balance between church and state. But the Coptic people was the church. The state was Kemet, and the government of Kemet would utilize the prophets, would utilize the high priests, and they were a part of government. And they were able to keep morality into running a land where people were free. There were never more black women entrepreneurs before other than in Kemet. That's where the black women were free and they were able to do what they needed to do and take care of their family, and they had rights and there was law. But the Coptic people were the ones who kept the order of morality when it came to a big civilization with all this gold and all this fashion. And you see, it was a constant struggle because as different pharaohs were coming, there were different ideological things that were trying to be brought in. But when Amen came in, he was able to establish and he was able to have a relationship. This is when the great sun god was coming in, because he said, okay, I get the attributes I use to teach, but there must be an understanding of who we come from. This is when the concept of I am that I am began to come in. All this was then conversations with the Coptic Church. It's all throughout the history. So I be trying to tell people, we just in America now doing similar aspects, and we in our little city. Hopefully one day we do our thing. But to me, man, it's almost unbelievable how much information that's coming out more and more about how our way of life was the birth of civilized living, having a moral value and can still be a millionaire, having a moral value to yourself and can still have gold and diamonds and what you want. You can live, but you can live in the way of righteousness. That's, like, to me, always been our biggest thing, is what we're trying to push. You ain't got to be dirty in order to be successful. There's a lot of ways to do it the right way, but Prophet Peter and Prophet Cicero were pillars of that example, because we can tell the world about them. We don't have to feel ashamed about the way of how they help people, but they still was able to eat and eat good.
And help people eat.
Man,
Put food on their table. Yes.
Yeah, we got Prophet Founders Day, Prophet Cicero, Prophet King Melchizedek. His day is on February the 17th. So we're gonna talk about that when the time comes. Just to piggyback off of what Luke was talking about, Pharaoh Akhenaten was the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty, and he ruled from 1353 to 1336 BC.
Put it on the screen. You on
Put it
the
on the
screen?
screen. I ain't have it on the screen. I just had it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
But that is where you get the first, like Luke said, the first variation of the I am that I am, the sun god, only one God rulership. He is the pharaoh that pushed that into Egypt over everybody else.
I believe y'all. He saw. I feel like he saw what was coming before Kemet got. You remember they got fat, lazy. They started letting other people come in. When Prophet Cicero says that, what I believe he's speaking about is there were different businesses that we were beginning to outreach to unnecessary things, having people come in working on things that they had no business working on. And what ended up happening is what we see now in America. We see it again. When you don't take care of home first and you want everybody else to do stuff, you're gonna eventually get lazy and weak. So I feel like that's what he was trying to warn everybody of. Like, look, we got all these people coming in. We need to take care of self. And sure enough, what ended up happening? The Arabs came in, they gained so much control. All these different people were coming in, they were able to take the land. They took the land and they ended up living in the land and perpetrating themselves as Egyptians. It's like, bro, I, I I digress.
Man, we going in on King Peter Day. This more I would most more talk about this some more on Prophet Cicero Founders Day. But I'm glad we started the conversation early, so when everybody want to listen to start listening to it, they be like, "Oh snap, they going in." I know a lot of people don't even know that. We just kind of gave y'all like a little jewel right there, a little gem. Yeah, that is the first pharaoh to be under the one God um, spectrum or ideology. So y'all can use that for class now, in case y'all need to teach that or something.
Drop jewels. Just little jewels, just little ones, just little.
Well, speaking of people who trying to make some changes and do some different things and introduce some stuff, y'all, I really don't be wanting to talk about this man, but Donald Trump. Donald Trump, y'all. Donald Trump wants to change the rights to citizenship in the United States. Donald Trump want to do some different things. So it says President Trump Sunday said he would deny citizenship to those born in the U.S. to non-citizen parents, while also deporting children of undocumented immigrants, even if those children are citizens. The right to citizenship to all children born in the United States has been in a place. Oh, I don't want to. Okay, my bad. Has been in a place since 1898 when Wong Kim Ark won his case in the U.S. Supreme Court. The right is known as birthright citizenship, which Trump says he will do away with through an executive order. The Wall Street Journal reports that constitutional experts and civil rights groups say that right is embedded into the Constitution and can't be rescinded through a presidential order. They believe it will take a constitutional amendment, a lengthy process that hasn't been done since 1992. The 14th Amendment states all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Trump is expecting a legal challenge and is preparing for a fight. Fellas, we got Trump already about to act up. We called this last week when we was talking about Hunter Biden and getting pardoned and stuff. He ready to act up now. He trying to get all these migrants up out of here.
Yeah, I think he getting people. Can you hear me? Mic check, mic check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he getting people riled up just to stay relevant in the news. As he get into his presidency. Every now and then, every couple of weeks, he say something wild off the wall. Just to keep people in an uproar. But I don't think they're gonna let him do it. It's a nice thought, unless because then you messing up a whole lot of families. Then you messing up a whole lot of families, and then Now you got a whole room for a whole lot of other era crimes and things of that nature. But he's doing a good job of getting attention. That's what he's doing. He's getting people's attention. So he got you looking over here when you should really be looking over here. I don't know, doing the puppet master thing right now. So I think he got something else going on. That's what it is. That's what it really is.
So you don't believe that he gonna really follow through with it? I don't know. It's Donald Trump.
I don't think so. He just putting stuff on his to-do list. But you know, everything on the to-do list don't get done. So he's
That
just
is
making a
true.
list.
That is true. Um, Luke, what you got to say about this? Because they saying that he ready to go and tussle and make some laws change. Gotta do the constitutional amendments and all types of stuff that ain't been done since 1992. You
Mm.
think he ready to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with Israel. This one feels more. This feels politics. Um, Now I seen this one kind of coming, because you're gonna have the issue of people that's been born here throughout the time of what they're trying to do. So I figured they might try to pull something like this. I wouldn't worry too much about it though, like Israel said, this because this kind of feels like more of relevancy to the topic. If it doesn't get pushed through, I don't think he's gonna really try to fight it as hard as they saying he will. However, like I said, if you look at the cabinet he's picking, the Republicans have control of the Senate. So there's not going to be as much backlash as we think. And I almost want to make a wager that by the end of these 4 years, he probably still won't hit the amount of deportations that Obama did. This is why I'm saying I don't even know how to worry yet. I don't know how to worry because we've had someone in office before that was big on deportations and nobody really cares. So to me, it's like I'll wait and see if it's going to be as bad as they say it is. But I still don't think he's going to beat Obama number. Obama deported millions. So it's like, let's see. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. I gotta agree with Israel on this one. This one feels a little bit more like politics, propaganda, media press, something to talk about to keep the pressure, but probably won't be that bad. Or probably won't even be anything that's looked into as much if certain things are getting done. I don't think he's gonna have to go that deep with it. I hope not, because that sounds a little messy. That's gonna be a little hard, but that's my opinion on
Um, I think he want to do it for real.
If he wanted to do it,
For
he would
some
have did.
reason, I don't know why. I don't know why he. Well, remember this wasn't a problem during his presidency. Not a big
He
one
was
because
too
remember
busy
he
trying to
started he
do the
started building that
wall.
wall.
He ain't even finish
Right.
the wall, did he? Nope.
No,
Did he
no, he
finish the
didn't.
wall? No.
No, but like I say, this I feel like I don't know why he's so stuck on this subject. This is like his number one thing. He will not let this migrant stuff go, and I think because of that, he really want to do it. Now, will he be able to do it? Who knows? I don't know. Like you say, Luke, he definitely got the backup. House is mostly red. So all his Republican buddies is gonna be like, whatever you want to say, Mr. President, whatever you think, Mr. President. So we don't know if that's gonna be the case or not. But
it. I
Donald
think
Trump actually, what?
now I was gonna say I think it might be the drugs. It might depend on how heavy he pushed the drug problem. Remember, y'all, we got a whole fentanyl situation going
You
on.
got a drug problem?
Yeah, like the whole fentanyl thing has been the big thing. I think that's why the Republicans won so much, is because of the drug issue. If you look at the border
Mm.
states, they have a heavy drug issue. And of course, they're going to blame Mexico because most of the drugs are coming from Mexico. And that ain't nothing to argue. Even Mexico going to tell you, like, yeah, the cartel bringing it in. We can't do nothing about it. We trying our best. We'll hope that we can help y'all. But we barely can control our own place, so we can't really help you too much. I think that's why he's going in so hard on this Solomon because it's like That's a hard one to argue. Like you're gonna feel sorry. You're gonna feel sorry for people all the time. You don't want to see nothing bad happen to people. You don't want to see families broken up. You don't want to see all that trauma and all that. But when you ride downtown Atlanta at 3 o'clock in the morning and you see that person sitting over there like this, then you go around the corner and you see another one sitting like this. It really don't matter like what color you are. Like you in your mind, you like that's messed up. Now I can do that in Atlanta downtown, Chicago downtown, California downtown. So there's a common issue that I think this is why the Republicans won so big. When they go out their house and they have to see that person leaning, just leaning there for hours. It's like, come
Got
on,
that
man,
lean.
like we like, all right, hold on. This not even no private drug no more. Y'all just all out and open with it. Then not only that,
Got that.
all of
Maybe
the
he
cases.
just tired. He had a long work day.
They say this. They say that
No.
federal stuff is a whole nother level. There have been multiple deaths of people accidentally touching it. There's injuries of first responders,
You said it's
officers.
called fentanyl?
Fentanyl, yeah, fentanyl, yeah.
Man,
Look,
they gave me some of that when I was in the hospital.
yes, because watch this. The thing, it's one of those type drugs. But what they doing with the underground market and all that, it's on a whole nother level. They actually like taking that purely. Like they do use a portion of that in hospital settings and certain settings like that.
For the
But
pain.
I feel like this why he kind of pushing it so hard and why they gonna probably be like, all right, what you want to do?
Mm.
But see, that's what I'm saying. He's so thirsty. I think he want to make history.
Yeah, he gonna make
want to make
history for
history.
sure. He
I
making
really
history
think he gonna do some
for
stuff where it's
sure.
like, since this ain't happened since 1992,
We
we gonna
should.
try to change and put a new constitutional amendment that if
We
you weren't
should.
born here, you ain't been here for a certain amount of years, and you weren't born here, you ain't a real citizen of the United States.
That makes sense. If you ain't born here, you ain't a real citizen. No way. So what?
Ooh, wait a minute. What about the dual citizenship in other countries,
No, you
Israel?
still you still ain't. I mean, that'd be nice, but you still ain't a citizen for real. If you ain't born in that country, you're not a citizen for real. That's like me saying, yo, I'm from Atlanta, but I'm not. I was really born in Chicago. Like St. Bernard, Chicago. What's your hospital? You was born in Chicago. What hospital you was born in? Where you was at? What hospital, huh?
You make a good point. Because on
Come
your
on,
birth
man.
My
certificate, you
birth
definitely don't.
certificate.
You don't got where
Yeah.
you was raised. You got where you was born.
Right, right. You from Chicago. Everybody in Chicago got that. They got some similar birth defect. Like what is that? I don't know. One of the eyes I got. Everybody who got that same doctor. Something with the eye right here. Saint Bernard, we family. What is that? Yeah, man.
Nah, I
You
mean,
you citizen by paper, but not official.
hey, maybe he might wipe out taxes. You say he trying to make history. I've
He
been
ain't wiping
hearing.
out no taxes.
Hey, they've
Republican
been talking.
states. There we
Nobody
go.
doing that.
They've been talking about it. We talking about Republican states. Did you see the election, Israel? Everybody now Republican states.
I know. That's the thing. If he like, yo, Republican states only, you think people gonna move to Republican states for no taxes?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You
Oh
see how
yeah.
they do
Guess
Florida?
what?
You see how
Yeah,
they do Florida?
yeah.
okay, Florida don't have state taxes, but they still got the federal.
Exactly. And you see
Look,
how fast they go down
Florida,
there. Florida is one of the main places for retirement because of that reason.
Tennessee. I don't know which one they don't have no state taxes or something like that. Then Texas, something with the taxes.
And you take away
Yeah.
federal taxes, shoot. But let's remember, fellas, let's educate our viewers because we be talking, but we're very educated. Let's remember the rich used to be the only ones that got taxed. It wasn't until America found out, oh, we can make a lot of money just by taxing everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
if you was to ask me as a necessary, if you, like, I don't think I think we're being taxed to death. You're taxed on the
We
money you
are.
make. You're taxed on the money you invest. You're taxed on the money that you spend.
In the
You're
store.
taxed on everything. On everything. For what? This is why I can't wait for Elon and
Big
Vivek to get it.
Elon.
Everybody excited about Trump. No, I'm excited about this whole little Doge thing. Whatever. I mean, what is it called? Whatever this little thing they trying to do, where they trying to clean up the reckless spending of the government. To me,
Yeah.
this was gonna be shaking everybody because if you think about the billions that we waste on government, that no money don't go to people. I can say this because I'm out here trying to feed the people. It's hard for me to get a grant. It's hard for me to get a measly hundred
Which is
thousand dollars
crazy. Because
to
you out
feed
there
people in
doing
the city
good
of
work.
Chicago. Right. But
Why
then y'all could waste $50 billion. Y'all and then it's public record on how much money that's unaccounted for. It's public record on how many accounting errors are done in the accounting system for government workers. And I got a hard time out here just trying to feed people in Chicago because they ran out of food stamp money.
right.
Make
Feed
sense,
him up.
bro.
Man, I like that whole time. Feeding the community. See, I was on the 9 doing it. We was on the 9 doing it. I was like, yo, right there on the corner, prime spot. But it's like, that's what's needed these days. You got to do that for the people. That extra help for the single black men who don't have a woman at home to go shopping for them. And they work late hours. I don't know. Look. I don't know
I
what
was
to get
trying to
with these
hold the
prices
laugh
so high.
in.
You better go get you one of the Elon robots, boy. Out of that program that robot
Yeah,
to make you some food.
I'm gonna give them a list. I'm gonna give them a list. Like, yo, go to the store. I need this right here. Everything on this list. And you go to the list and get it. Or she. I don't know. But I ain't got the time in the day for it. And this is why I see why it's good to have somebody live with people, live with somebody, your significant other, because all the things you can't do that need to be done, they can do it. But back to the
I was gonna
whole
say
premise. Back on track.
he threw me off. He threw me off. I was gonna say something about what if right Trump decided to take like one of his years, he take 1 year that we tax free for a whole 365 days.
Everybody 1099.
What
1099
do you think
money.
that would do to the economy? Because a lot of people are asking, and you asked this question, Luke, about if prices would go up. So, what do y'all think that would do to the economy if he decided to we ain't gonna do taxes for the year 2026, 2027?
Yeah, it'd be a situation, man. It'd be like stimulus checks all the time, the whole year. It's like, what? Ain't I get my $1,500 check and ain't get no taxes out of it? 15 and 15. Oh, this is lovely. Yes, people gonna do that. That no tax on the overtime. Oh yes, they gonna do that overtime. You gonna boost morale because we not getting taxed. They're like, what? No tax in overtime? Like, yo, run it up. I'm here every day. 5 extra hours.
Man, Israel, I think you just said it best. You gonna boost
Yeah, you better
morale.
see everybody lining up for that.
Look,
Man.
they gonna be sending people
Everybody gonna sign
home.
up. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get. I'm gonna go get a job just to do overtime.
Hey, and what boosting morale does for the community and for the country, it creates harder workers who are able to be more satisfied with their pay. This is why I mean I hear the worry about tariffs. I would be worried about tariffs if I was dealing with someone who is negligent with money. But
Mm,
I don't have billions of dollars. So there is something that this guy knows that I just don't. Okay. Now I'm praying I get there through my hard work and through my diligence. But he's proven himself to be at least okay with the budget. At least okay. Yeah, he got bankruptcies and all that. What millionaire and billionaire don't? It's a part of the game. The game of really monopoly is not to go bankrupt and to stay broke and be one of these millionaires who now on the street and you couldn't even recognize them. So clearly with money and tariffs, I'm not that worried because it's like we got to see. I think there's an 80% chance that it'll work out well. There's a 20% chance in my mind that things can go south when it comes to prices, but I think no taxation for a year would balance out prices rising. And this is my thing, because I'm an American consumer. I don't mind prices rising if the money is going to people of my community. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm a professional driver. I get people back and forth to work. I get people back and forth. Depending on their income determines my income. The more people I can get to work with a better salary, the more money I make. It falls down the line. So if people are more satisfied with their money, if there are more companies that are hiring, there are more people for me to get back and forth to work. Then watch this. There are also more money for these same people to go on vacation. So now I got to take them all the way from their place down here, all the way up here, and I'm gonna make $50 or $60 doing it because they making more money. So now they feel more inclined to throw a little extra on top of my base pay. It all comes down the line. This why I'm like, I can't really worry too much, y'all. I'm trying to make some extra money too. So if y'all making extra money and I got to get y'all to work, I'm happy for you because I'm making extra money too. That's how I feel about the whole little tariffs thing and all that. So I don't know. We'll see though, y'all.
I don't
Well,
blame you.
fellas, you know what else we need to see? We need to see what the hell is going on as the plot thickens into this whole Diddy situation. Another name came up, Mr. Jay-Z, Sean Carter, has now been named in the diddler situation.
Not the diddler.
he has been accused of being a diddler. So it says a woman who previously sued Sean Diddy Combs alleging she was raped at a awards party or awards show after party in 2000 when she was 13 years old. She amended the lawsuit Sunday to include a new allegation that Jay-Z was also at that party and participated in the sexual assault. He also revealed that the anonymous woman lawyer, Tony Busby, last month, allegedly he was trying to blackmail Jay-Z by threatening to make the rape allegation public if he didn't agree to a legal settlement. He said that Tony Busby sent the letter to his lawyer appearing to seek a settlement, but that letter had the opposite effect. So instead of him like giving him the money, he basically blasted him. The unnamed woman says that she was hanging around Radio City Music Hall during the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards and managed to talk to a limousine driver into bringing her into a celebrity party at a private residence after the event. She said that while she was in the limousine, she was asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which we know is true. The non-disclosure agreement things are definitely true in Hollywood. But once at the party, the lawsuit said she took a drink that made her feel woozy and lightheaded, and she went into a bedroom to lie down. This is all just what the lawsuit is saying, y'all. She said that Combs and Jay-Z, whose legal name is Sean Carter, barged into the room along with another unnamed celebrity and raped her. And it was a female that was standing there watching. The woman said she eventually escaped the room, fled the house, and called for a ride from a nearby gas station. Her lawyer, Busby, is saying that Jay-Z saying that it's blackmail, it's stupid and laughable, and the letter was simply sought confidential meditation into the litigation. That's it. So he wasn't trying to blackmail him and all this other stuff. Fellas, it's a lot to unpack here. As the plot thickens of Diddy Do It, Diddler, Paul season, I don't know. I don't know what to call this, y'all. This is a lot going on, but we knew that there were going to be names as months went on, as getting closer to the trial day or whatever day they're gonna set for Diddy. We knew that celebrity names was going to start getting dropped in these allegations. And so basically this woman said that it was 3 people in that room. She got raped by Jay-Z, allegedly raped by Jay-Z and Diddy, and then there was a woman that was in the room watching. We knew that was going to start getting crazy, y'all. So who wants to start talking about the next episode of The Diddler?
Man, looking online, a lot of people up there saying this the fastest Jay-Z ever responded to something, which is crazy. Like, it gotta be something. I don't know. Maybe he trying to save his face, or maybe it's true. Cause why he, I guess he don't play about this type of stuff, you know. And, whew, man, for him to be in the same. Oh yeah, hold up. Let me see. I think I sent it to you. Did I send you the? Did I send up in our group the? I thought I sent. Nah, it didn't go through. Nah. Nah, it didn't go through. So apparently they were saying Diddy is singing like a canary. So he's telling on everybody, everybody. So yeah, that's probably how that came about too. But I don't know. Any and everybody that been in Diddy parties, they up for it. Like, you got people leaving the country. Big O, Lady O. Big Oprah, we gotta talk about her. She talking about she leaving the country next year. You can't tell me she wasn't at none of Diddy parties.
Dang,
She
she
that.
getting up out of here?
Yeah, it's up in there. I'm gonna start dropping the links to the news stuff that I'll be seeing. She used to be at what's the name? Steinhouse, Stein something. What's the name?
Jeffrey Epstein.
What?
Epstein?
Epstein, yeah, something. I think that's the house. I don't know. The one that he used to do the parties. He used to have all the parties till Diddy started having the parties. And you got Hefner, Hugh Hefner having a party. It was okay for them to do it. But once black people start doing it, and then you start stepping on people's toes, it's a whole problem. So I'm sure Oprah was probably at them Diddy parties. That's why she getting up out of here. TD Jakes, he was at one of them Diddy parties. That's why he having a stroke. Uh, then you got LeBron James. He was definitely at one of his Diddy parties. Look, he was on the live. Ain't no Diddy, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Come on, man. LeBron gonna get it too. Ain't no telling Mr. Picture Perfect here. LeBron, ain't no telling what they gonna say about him. Man, everybody should be on pins and needles. And then that lady with these rape allegations. You can't party with Diddy. You can't party with everybody, okay? She put herself in that situation of wanting to get into the party
Yeah, she
with all
did.
these celebrities.
And
Like,
supposedly she was 13.
yeah, like, come on now. You 13. Where's your parents? Who's watching you? What? Who's watching the kids? Who are watching? Come on. That's like saying,
You
all
just
right,
you just brought up a whole thing, actually, Israel, when you just said that, bro. There was a commercial that I had just seen that was like, it was a commercial that was ran in the 80s, and that was saying, like, do you know where your kids are? And their kids was staying outside past 10 p.m.
I don't even
back in the
think they.
late 80s. Did you see that
Yeah,
commercial?
yeah, but I don't even think they be asking, do you know where your kids at no more? They used to have that come on the radio.
They used to say it on the radio. Yo, it's 8 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? They used to say it on the radio too, but I don't know what they be asking no more. But yeah, that's crazy. Like, and then the fact that they gonna try to rail him like this, like I'm on neither man's side, but it's like you try to rail this man into giving you money, and then you just blast him. And the sad thing about it, if these allegations are true or are not true, if they not true, it's still a defamation of character, because they just gonna remember that allegation. And what I would do if I was alleged with those charges and it came back that, oh, none of this really happened, now I'm finna sue you for defamation of character. Cause what? You got me looking bad out here. You get sued. That's what I do.
I'm
That's
still
what these
laughing at you.
celebrities need to start doing.
I'm trying to focus. Oh my god, because I'm up here thinking, like you said, she's 13. Then she's asking to, like, she's pressuring the limo driver to, like, hey, take me to the event. I know it's an after party going on. I want to hang with the big dogs. I want to hang with the celebrities and all the people that make the money.
Hang with the big dogs.
So she's asking to be a part of this type of stuff. And then the other point is, hey, where's your parents? Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your child is? Like, that's a real commercial with real celebrities, real anchormen. I'm gonna have to play it while Luke take his turn. But it's for that to actually be in our reality, that this is why some of these people were getting away with some of this stuff. This is allegedly. We're not going to, of course, crucify him on the podcast until we go through the court of law and see what actually has happened. But we know we called this back when he first got arrested, fellas. We said this finna be a journey to go on, and there finna be lots of names dropping. So, Luke, what you got to say about this whole thing now that Jay-Z has been added to the diddler party?
Man, oh man. All right, so I am Luke. I am the father of Matt. So let's go ahead and let's go into court. So from what the young lady is alleging, one, if I was a judge or if I was on the jury stand, my spidey senses is going off, because anytime you're dealing with a lawsuit on this level with such a high person like that, usually the more true the story is, you want to make it public. You really don't want a fast close. You don't, is what they would call it, or a fast settlement, because you're trying to provide some kind of awareness. So if I was a judge or if I was one of the juries, my antennas are already going up. Because if it's true that your lawyer reached out to his lawyer first before filing, before making this public, that's a little weird to me. And then it's a civil suit. It's not a it's one of those things to where it's like, you really could, if you, I mean, if it look, if this was true at the time they saying, and Jay-Z really does fight it, they're gonna pull some stuff. They're gonna pull drivers, they're gonna pull camera records, they're gonna pull as much as they can pull. We're talking about money is not an object here. This is why I think it's kind of interesting his take on it. He like, okay, let's go down the line with it. Let's see. Because
Did it freeze?
I think so.
His phone froze. Your phone had went out.
Ain't really. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, y'all can
Yeah,
hear
go
me.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't free. I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb. But no, it seemed like now, like if you had to look at it in the court of law, because with everything that Diddy got going on, it's like we said earlier, it's finna get messy. But in this specific case, it's just a little weird to me. But fellas, if this go into court, like I say, I think they're gonna be pulling stuff. They're gonna be pulling, all right, if you was somewhere, there should be video evidence. There's cameras at that time. There should be video evidence. That should be evidence you going here, there, and there. If they able to pull that up, I think that's a closed case. Like, that's hard to say, oh, well, she just want money. Like, no. Like, this is the proof. If she say, I went to a public place after it happened, oh, cameras all day. Don't let this been in California. Cameras all day long. They gonna see you trying to get to the place. They gonna see if you distressed and all of that. So I don't know. I think that's just my thing with it. I think it's better if you look at it like in a way of, okay, because Diddy got all this stuff coming out, there's gonna be a lot of names thrown out. But depending on how heavy it is, some people about to go down, y'all. Some people about to go down. But we gonna see. We gonna see what the evidence provides.
Oh snap! They're gonna bring down the
Okay.
whole Hollywood. Probably gonna
I
have
got the
Kevin Hart
video,
up in
y'all.
there.
This was a real thing, y'all. I got the video. It says it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? This is a real commercial from the late 80s.
The most signature phrase.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
I think we have the most recognizable tagline in New York television history.
It's 10 p.m. You know where your children are.
Anyone who ever watched News at 10 on Channel 5 will remember it because of that statement.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Through the years, there's been confusion over who actually coined the phrase.
A woman called me one day and she said, why don't you ask the question of your people just before you begin your program? It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
That's crazy. We gotta learn, y'all. We gotta learn how to. We gotta learn how to take care of our kids, man. What is going on? I mean, but back then, of course, it was supposed to be a safer time. Kids running up and down, you know what I'm saying, exploring the world. I always heard the stories that my mom and my aunt would tell me all the time about, you know, just having like a quarter or 50 cents, and they'll get on the bus and just go all up and down Chicago and exploring stuff like that. But we knew growing up, once the street lights came on, it's time to go in the house.
And I got a question. That's true. Street lights, I mean, it's time to be in the house. You better be in the house before them street lights or when them street lights come on. My question. Was this girl, was she this color?
I don't know. She's right now anonymous.
That's gonna be the answer to the question. Cause I can tell you right now, it wasn't no black kid. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the answer. They care too much about Keisha, where you at? Keisha better be in the house. She gotta be in the house.
Well, maybe not.
I know Linda
but
mama don't care.
What about all these?
Becky mama ain't looking for her.
And you said the girl is anonymous?
Oh, bro. We got some black families. We got some black kids who got away with a lot of stuff. That's why R. Kelly is in the shape he in right now.
Wait.
He got some people. He was picking people up from Kenwood.
Huh? Oh yeah, he used to hang out around McDonald's, man. Over there up in Olympia Fields, down the street from my people crib.
What'd you say, Lou?
I said you said you said the person is anonymous.
She's unnamed. They didn't name her, so I don't know if she's what ethnicity she is. They didn't give a whole breakdown of her, of course. But I think it's gonna be civil when it comes to that situation because maybe the statute of limitations. This was back in 2000. So it might be a civil case. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work in the court of law. But this is all allegations, but it's still allegations nonetheless.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I mean, we gonna see if it's gonna be a real case.
Like we said, we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. That once we just waiting on all the names after Diddy. You talk about Oprah got up out of here. She probably, man, I don't know. Oh, like we've always been questioning Oprah because we don't even know if she's a real person for real.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember if I ever met Oprah. Where'd she be at? I don't know. She getting up out of him. Who is that? Look, it be dinner
Israel
time.
always eating.
It be dinner time. I be up here cooking. I get hungry for this conversation.
Right, he gonna eat in our face and he know we fasting. That's crazy.
All I got is coffee.
Hold up.
I done drunk all
You
my
ain't
coffee.
done fasting for the day? Oh,
What you mean?
y'all doing something different. How long? What y'all ain't? We gonna have to talk about that. Yeah, we gotta talk about that after the show then. My bad. After the show.
The After Chronicles. We gotta name it something, then we can put that on Patreon. That'll be fun. All right, fellas. It's time for Ask the Pharaohs, which is, like I say, usually my favorite part of the show because there's always some randomness. Like people, we gotta structure this a little better. I feel like we be having so many random things to talk about when it's Ask the Pharaoh time because all of our viewers be coming from all different types of angles and stuff. But let me go ahead and share the screen. Fellas, I was tagged in this on Facebook. It was first shared by one of the empresses. It was first
It's a
shared.
wild story.
Yeah, it's a wild story. Wild times. You better hurry and get back in this. So it was first shared by, I think, the Empress. It was first shared by the Empress Tezra, I believe that's her spiritual name. And then it was tagged to me by the Empress Makita. I'm like, what is this for? Is this for the Ask the Pharaohs? And she's just like, yeah. All right, fellas. So here's the crazy scenario. This is by an anonymous person. And it goes, I know this story sounds unbelievable, but I'm living it right now. In 2 months, I'm down 20 pounds. I got my girl and her mama pregnant right now at the same time. I'm 27, my girl 22, her mama 40. That's some wild times. My girl 7 months and her mama is 3 months. Her mama caught me slipping. My girl was at work, so I stopped by to smoke with her mama. I always do it. We all used to smoke together. And we were so high, we ended up in bed together. What? First time was a mistake, but the last 4 months, I put it on the weed. They can't smoke no more, but I can. Her mama like me. I prefer to be with her than my girl. I don't know how to tell her. We figured wait until she have the baby before we drop the news on her. I know we're wrong, but what can I do to fix it? Nothing. I love them both. 2025 is about to be lit for me. 2 boys. My question is, Which one do I name Junior? The one with my girl or the one with my mama?
This man, like what? How? This is crazy.
Oh my god.
Whichever one born first, obviously. Oh my god.
Really
I
is,
hope,
bro. Really.
I hope this is a made up story because it's like what?
That's what I
How?
said. I say
How?
I hope this is just somebody.
Trolling. They on the internet. People be trolling on the internet all the time. But that's a wild story.
But let's be
And that,
real. Out of all the millions of people on Earth, this probably has happened. So we can definitely see the fact.
Hey, Eric say that weed ain't weed.
nah, he got
That's
that horny goat weed. That's what they smoking.
trying to blame it on something, y'all. That's crazy. That's wild work to me. That's wild. But I mean, that's haram. That's degeneracy at its highest
That's the
level. I'm sorry.
reason why women can't trust women right there. That's a sticky situationship. That's what that is.
What's that
Man.
song? It's getting sticky. Getting sticky. I was
That's
listening to
wild.
that on the radio today. Hey, so all right, I'm gonna break it down little by little. Okay, first of all, the story is totally wild, totally crazy. I don't even know why. I don't know why they wanted us to talk about this, but here we go.
People messy, boy. We could talk about messy.
First of all, now listen, I am at the age where I can date the mama or the daughter. Okay.
That's a sweet age. You got a sweet spot.
I think that if I was gonna mess with somebody's mother, I think I would tell them, you know, when it happened. I don't believe him keeping it from his girlfriend makes any difference. I believe that he should definitely tell his girlfriend what is going on. Now they want to wait till after he give birth and all of that stuff. I just think you're just delaying whatever is gonna happen. If she gonna stay with you, she gonna stay with you. If she not, she not. It doesn't really matter. So I think he should come forth and come clean about his situation. Eric talking about it ain't sticky. He just down a slippery slope. Now, he was in something slippery. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then tried to weed. What Stephen A. Smith says, stay off the weed.
Hey, gotta try something. You know he was going over there. He knew
Horny goat weed. That's what
He
they
said the first
doing.
time was a mistake, but the last 4 months, I blame
I
the
just
weed.
can't believe it. He knew what he was on the first time. Like he already knew you. If you been kicking it with one, I don't even really get that part. Like how you kicking it with the moms like that. But it is what it is. Okay,
They
cool.
probably live together. You
You
know.
kicking it with the moms, right? They get anything right. But you knew what it was. Like when she first made that first pass, ain't no we just got so high we ended up in bed. It ain't like drinking. Okay, you knew what you was doing. It was like, come on. What is you like? Who is you playing this game with right now? Then you talking about the rest of the 4 months you was doing it one more. Nah, bro. You was wild and you was on some degenerate type stuff. And let's say this story is true. I mean, he did make a point. What else can he do now? Till 2025 is gonna be a wild year for him. So that's just that's some wild work, fellas. That's wild right there.
Man, at this point, they sister wives and their family. They might as well stay living together. The junior, the junior, whichever one got
He
the baby
said,
first, that's the junior. Okay.
he
Now
said,
you got.
imagine hitting it and be like, damn, this feels just like your mama.
That's not like
This man,
that's
wow.
wild.
So Israel, you said whoever come out first is the junior.
Yep, that's the junior. Whoever come out first, that's the junior. And then the other one. Now what? That's his brother, uncle. Brunkle.
Oh man, I ain't think about that.
Boy, that's the Brunkle. Who are you? I'm Brunkle. I'm the brother uncle. Man. Yeah, that's a
Oh my
sticky
God.
situation, man. You better hope. I guess, but hey, it's always 50-50 chance, maybe one of them have a miscarriage, and then hey,
Oh my God.
it happens
Don't
like that.
hope for that, Israel. What are
I
you
think,
talking
well,
about,
No, I
man?
didn't say hope. I said maybe one of them have a miscarriage,
but
so it
see,
ain't guaranteed
I think
just because. Go
that
ahead, go
answered
ahead.
the question when Solomon said why, like, I this why I disagree with you, like, on why he probably don't want to say anything, Solomon, because like the level of trauma that will bring, bro, like to find
Oh,
out
okay. So
that
when you
your
went to
mama
birth,
did you dirty like that, and then like, cause think about it, what if the mama and old dude is like the closest people she got, she gonna feel betrayed, and all that emotional stress and all that really ain't good. So I mean, I'm gonna kind of take his back on that part on not wanting to tell right now, because that's wild. That's not easy. I don't.
No, it's
If
not.
that's true, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
just crazy.
But just because they get pregnant don't mean they can have the baby. Stuff happens in between. So it ain't guaranteed they're gonna have a baby. Baby could, be lying out, carrots. And yeah.
you wild as hell. I'm gonna
Man.
say, I'm gonna
What?
say that dude, get some help if this is true. That's a wild situation. Now, you are talking to Solomon. I would date a daughter and a mom combination, but I wouldn't get them both pregnant. I just wouldn't do it. Okay, so there's certain type of responsibility that you need to have as a grown man. This is
Discipline.
your fault.
That's what he
Okay.
needs. The D for discipline. He needs D discipline. You know how women have the P management? They can have good P management or bad P management. He needs good D discipline. He don't have none. Okay? He's just sticking it in whatever. Like he has no type of morale here, no type of respect for himself. Cause how you gonna do to women like that? No respect for the family. He knocking off a bucket list and ain't using no
You
jimmies.
knocking out my bucket list.
This
Yeah, he
man, wow.
tweaked. I wouldn't have kept going back to the mama though. That's crazy. I wouldn't have kept going back to hitting the mama and the daughter at the same time. That's just wild work. Like you got
Wow.
to keep up appearances like that. You a wild boy. If this is true, you a wild boy for that. And we at the Pharaohs Podcast do not approve of that type of behavior. You need to go get some discipline,
And
as Israel just said.
Well,
that's
they need to be
degenerate.
sister wives at that point because that's what you pushing, and now you got a mama sister wife. Ain't that multiple wives at that point? Ain't that
No,
what you
no,
want, Solomon? You want a
Oh,
couple of wives,
no.
right? Sister
Well,
wives.
that's
You just say you want a sister
not
this is
like
wife.
past.
that. Not like
Not
that.
like this. This is past that, y'all. This is crazy. Okay, this is crazy.
Eric talking about some D stand for that weed strong.
They
That is crazy
was on
work.
horny goat weed. That's what they was on.
All right, so fellas, I also got. I don't know why people sending me this stuff, bro. They need to start emailing y'all. Can y'all start emailing Luke and Israel some of the stuff y'all sending me, please?
What is
Because
the
I'm trying to
Pharaohs
figure out why
Podcast
everybody's sending me this stuff.
email? Just put it on the Pharaohs Podcast email. That could be the general email right there. They could send it all there.
Please, because I don't know why y'all sending me this. So I got another thing from this is from Empress DeBoer. Now this is actually better than what the first story was. And this comes from us from TikTok. Oh man, is it gonna play? Is it gonna play? It got me up here looking kind of crazy. Hold on, let me stop sharing it for a second. Let me get this together real quick. It's a nice little video that I thought was something we could definitely talk about. The Empress Deborah said this is gonna be the mood all 25. Okay. I'm sure, like, why did it just do that? Now got me looking like I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing when I know what I'm doing it.
I don't have time for people in my life this year who I got to keep going back and telling you what the vibe is here. Because I can't keep losing because I'm loyal to you, but you loyal to always being out of position. That's why in 2025, you're going to have one meet and one meet only. We staying focused, we staying fruitful, we staying faithful. I'm going to tell you this in January. If I look up in Mars and you out of position, I'm going to let you stay out of position because I can't waste another year like last year trying to get you where you need to be when I'm trying to get me where I got to be. Praying is a position. That's why you can't be on the phone gossiping and listening to mess and talk about who in the family did what. I'm going to stay in position. Because if I stay ready, I ain't got to get. If you stay in position, he'll give you your possessions. You so busy chasing stuff that would chase you. Why you don't come around no more? I'm in position. Being around y'all ain't a sin. But being around y'all make me let my hair down too much, which pulls me out of position. You think you better than everybody. I'm not saying I'm better than you, but I am different than you. And I'm not going to take my life for granted. Millions didn't make it. I'm one of the ones who did. And I'm not going to keep looking up where I am. I'm going to stay in.
Staying in position. Pass the mic. I had picked up a passenger named Pastor something. He wasn't no pastor though. He looked like he was a homeless man. But anyway, fellas, what y'all think about that video of staying in position and preparing for your blessings all of 2025?
I like it. He said, we're going to be fruitful, faithful. No. What was the order? What was it? We're going to be focused, fruitful, and faithful all 2025. I approve of that message. You got to be focused. Now, on the fruitful part, might have to hold out on that. If you're talking about making children, I ain't trying to be fruitful on that part. But and be faithful. Faithful to the cause. Faithful to your significant other. Because you can't be looking for somebody and they out of position. Because what is you doing? You got to be focused. You got to be focused. And a lot of people lose focus. A lot of people get out of position. So be focused on what you're doing. Be fruitful in what you're doing. Make it happen. Make it happen. And be faithful. Tunnel vision for the mission. Tunnel vision for the mission. That's my take.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was some definitely. I like the way he put it. I kind of live by that concept. The usually it's around the 5 people you surround around. That's going to determine your personality, how you attack certain situations, are you focused or not. It's usually the people who you kind of surround yourself with. And I think he was homing in on a big part of it. Like a lot of people feel obligated to gossip and hear everybody's problems and all that. You're not obligated to do that. And you're not a bad person if you don't do it. You're not. You're actually up to me. If you're honest and you don't want to hear all that because you're focused on your purpose and what you're doing, I'm gonna respect it. There's a time and season for all things, and some people are
Some people have to be more tunnel vision to get things done than others. So I'm gonna respect that person's way of getting their achievements done. But if you got a friend or a family member trying to make you feel bad because you ain't trying to kick it with Pookie and Ray Ray all the time, and you trying to work on what you need to work on, or maybe you just trying to be in solitude for a change, trying to work on yourself, trying to get things done and invest into your own mental, your own physical health. Man, lead them right down the wayside. You can stay right where you at. Ain't no love lost to you. But when he said, "This is my life," that is the truth. People be throwing their whole lives away trying to live up to an expectation because I'm supposed to be a good friend. Did y'all even I'm gonna define what a friendship is before I call you my friend, because I'm gonna let you know how I am. I love you to death. You call me with emergency, I'm near. But you call me just wanting to do some stuff and I'm busy, don't feel bad when I tell you I gotta hit you up later. I'm doing something right now. Don't feel no kind of way when I tell you I can't do that. I can't come kick it with you. I still love you. I still care about you. But the moment you try to make me feel bad about being busy or focused or on what I need to get done, you ain't my friend. You ain't my friend. And with family members, they're gonna always be your family, but sometimes you gotta remind them, because I can put you in place too. I can put you in place and say, "No, I'm cool on that next family gathering. I got stuff I gotta work on." Why you being like that? Because when I first told you the first time, you didn't respect my passion. You didn't respect what I'm presenting it to you the nice way. But you got to stand stern on your time in this world, especially in 2025. Don't let you be in America. You can't be no lily gaggy type of just floating in the wind, whatever come. It's not finna work like that, because the rich are gonna keep getting richer and the poor are gonna keep getting poorer.
So you saying I can't be an airhead, Lou?
Can't be an airhead. You ain't gonna survive. Sometimes you got to tell your family no, because you might be the black sheep. You might be the person who thinking bigger, and they don't get that, and that's all right. They'll get it when you able to create some opportunities. They ain't gonna have no problem then. So I don't think it's anything wrong with what he said. I think that's something that needs to be pushed big. People spend too much time trying to please other people for what? If they not your children or your spouse, for what? That's supposed to be your inner circle. That's supposed to be the ones you sacrifice. Everybody else, you help them when you can, and you take certain sacrifices, but you don't risk your development, to me, for nobody, not even your children or your spouse. Nobody, because they're going to eat off of you being in the right mindset. They're going to benefit off of you having your purpose being fulfilled, because you're able to say no. And if they too hard-headed, say hell no. Then they really start getting it. Sometimes you got to do that, especially for people you love, because they don't be getting it. And they be like, "Okay, we just know how you are now." There you go. Because you're going to still love me and I'm going to still love you. But I have no time for foolishness. So that's my take on it. I appreciate the brother telling some people. Let's remind them as we go into 2025.
Yeah, I definitely agree with him as well. As the saying goes, elevation requires separation at times. And so in order for you to go ahead and achieve certain things in your life, you have to dare to be different. And you have to know that if you put God first, you're going to achieve it. Okay. So don't worry about what other people are saying and other people are doing. If you know that deep down there is something that might tick a little different from you, and for the people that are watching this is the reason why I have these individuals, these brothers here on the podcast with me, because these two especially that I know and I grew up with have something different about them, and they have their own story to tell to the masses of people. This ain't just about how I feel on myself. I know how I am. But to have these two brothers on a podcast with me is for a real purpose. This isn't like I randomly put two people on here to talk to. Because if that was the case, I just could have put anybody on here. Or I could have just did like Kevin Samuel says, talk to y'all about my damn self. But there's things in individuals, and if you know how blessed you are, and you can see how other people, they have something about them that they can give to somebody else, you're going to spot them out. And these two individuals right here, Israel and Luke, are two brothers that I know who are different from the rest of the people. Israel, are you the first in your family to write books, Israel?
There we go. I say first published because my uncle, he had a book and he passed away, but it got lost in transit. And I read it. This is my mom's brother, and it was called Puni the Great, and it was an amazing storyline based off of real story stuff that happened in his life. But yeah, I say the first published.
And then when it comes to Luke, is very knowledgeable. He's the head of the one of the heads of the Love Lifted Me Foundation. Not only he is the first person that actually proofread my book, 369 Questions to Ask the Black Coptic Nation, before I gave it to the public. So these brothers here are on a different level of things that they want to do for not just the community, but of course we have to bring charity starts at home. They want for their family. So that whole video clip to the masses that are watching, this is how we think. This is how we operate. These two brothers, I don't even have to ask them, what they want to do or like, try to get them in gear. They have their own thing that they tick to. And that great people have their own type of machine that they tick to. And they don't have to have nobody kick them in the butt for it or anything. The grind of an individual displays their real character. There's a difference between a person who hustles from time to time, but a person who wants to make real-time change.
Yeah.
And you have to be focused for that. And in that clip, he said, be focused. Make sure you have that faith as well. All of us on this podcast have the faith in ourselves to know that we got God, that the I am that I am power is behind us, in front of us, and on our sides. And so that's why we move a certain way in this world. And the people who are listening, who want some encouragement and to want to know how to do that, you better go and learn yourself and pray. There's probably things that we didn't talk about publicly with everybody, but privately, we lift each other up. We got to lift our brothers up. And there's probably times that we didn't talk about stuff that got us down and had us really thinking to ourselves, are we making the right decision? Are we going the right way? But our faith in God helps us keep going and achieving and not looking back. So I definitely agree with Pastor Mike and his passion and what he displayed in his video of being focused and all of the things he wants to get accomplished in 2025. And the people who are watching, do not be discouraged because something isn't happening right away. There's just, all you need is consistency. Consistency. We've been doing this podcast since May. We are now at 92 subscribers. And we know that we're going to keep going to the thousands of people who need to hear us. Like I said, we are adding to the conversation, and we got the nation behind us. You feel what I'm saying? That we represent and displaying. So that's my take on that. Eric said, I'd rather be actionable and receiving my blessing than to stand still and praying, waiting for it to come.
Because prayer has to be met with action. This is why I think, we was talking about Peter earlier, but see, you can't say that was a lazy man. That was a hard working black man. Okay, had his own farm, was running multiple businesses. That just running one business alone ain't easy, but multiple businesses. And you're supposed to be uneducated. We're not talking about a big college grad scholar. No, this is a man of the people, and he understood that. But like Eric said, it's like he wasn't standing still. He was a prayer warrior, but he was never a standing still praying man. He was a man that would pray, then he'll get up, and throughout the week he was working his land, making investments, all these different things. I'd use that in my own life. I can't sit here and just hope for things to come. And sometimes I'm viewed as I put too much energy into it, but I'm just built a little different. It's not a lot for me. You know, I don't even feel like I've reached my pinnacle of hard work. Most of the people who I admire work way more hours than I do and have great relationships with their family, their children. People love them and respect them because they're effective. That's what I want to be in this world. I appreciate the love, but I know if my mama needs something in the future, I know when my daughters get ready to graduate from high school and I got to pay for prom and all that lovey-dovey stuff gonna feel good, but it ain't gonna pay for nothing. So that's a part to me of being a man. I have to know how to balance it. And I think this is why most men need to focus on prayer more than anything. That balance, like Eric said, keep your prayer life strong, but get up and go to work, bruh. Matter of fact, don't even go to work. Get up a little early. Go to the gym. Go out. Go breathe. Go take some time to yourself. Get your mind right. Then you go to work. You put in 10, 12 hours. Then you come back home and work on your purpose. What's your project? You work and take time out with your family. So yeah, it's going to be a little hard. But this is why Pastor Mike was saying, you in position. When you're doing all these things, you're in position. Can't nobody just be like, hey, bro, well, yeah, I know you're trying to do that, but come on, leave a little early. No, you can't do me like that, bro. I'm in position right now. Leave me alone. Like, prayer is what keeps you able to tell these people, no, I'm focused. That's why I pray for when distractions like you, and you don't even know you trying to be a distraction. You don't mean no harm. I know you don't. But I'm praying that I don't get distracted today so that I can maximize and be all that I can be. So that if I don't wake up tomorrow morning, I was all that I could be. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to die a warrior that was on his knees making the day mediocre. Let me die from having the greatest day and making the maximal potential out of the 24 hours that I had. That's all I want. You know, man, we gonna have to make this a subject one day, y'all.
Yeah.
We
So
gonna
one
have to go
thing,
in on this one day.
yeah, in the Bible, what was that? I got up to speak one Sabbath, and I was talking about praying, and I was like, you don't just pray and then go about your day. Like you pray and then go do. One thing they did in the Bible, they prayed about whatever it is or was that they wanted to happen and do, and then they went to go do it. You know. So don't just pray and don't do nothing. You got to pray and then go do. That's what they did in the Bible. It worked for them. People pray all the time, but they forget the go and do, the action part after
But
the prayer.
y'all look at the word pray. Look at what word we even using. What do you do when you hunting something down? You're preparing. Like if I see a
Yeah.
cheetah and it's looking at a gazelle, it's taking its time, it's strategizing, it's coming up with a plan in order to have a successful outcome. And then once the action goes into motion, it has a higher level of success of making the catch. It's not a coincidence that it's the same word. We talking about the English language here. They knew what they was doing. It's a certain connotation that comes with prayer. Prayer sets you up for the hunt. It sets you up for all of the trials and tribulations, because that gazelle may run in the water, it may jump, but you ready. You ready. Mentally, you ready. Oh man, look. Telling y'all this the Pharaohs Podcast. We trying to build it. Eric over here throwing these gems in here, man.
Like a wide receiver, my prayer going to catch up to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's dope. That's dope right there. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that too. Well, fellas, this has
It's
been a
about
great
that
episode.
time. It has been a great episode. Good conversation.
Did y'all want to add anything before we get out of here?
I'm gonna add something, then I'm gonna let Israel take it. I like what Eric said. That's a t-shirt right there. I like that.
I like
I
that.
was, I
Look,
just,
that's
I
better
really
than
just listened to what he
like a
said.
wide receiver. My prayer going to catch up to me.
That's a
That's better
T-shirt
than
right there, y'all.
yeah. Put
Y'all
that
might see
down.
that in
Write
the
that
shop
down
on Pharaohs
somewhere.
Podcast. Y'all might see that.
Look, man, I'm finna
Go
write it
ahead,
down. What
Israel.
you talking about? I ain't had nothing to say for real. I think I said what I was gonna say.
Well, family, this has been episode 30 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon. You can find me on Facebook at Cornelius Solomon Walker. You can follow me on Instagram at CJWalker103. If you want to get your book published, you can email me at cwalker1582@gmail.com. Israel, where can people find you?
Man, y'all can find me in the streets. I'm at you can find me at the Pharaohs Podcast. You can email me at the above email here, or email the Pharaohs Podcast. We should put that. Yeah, the Pharaohs Podcast. And I do got a website up. It's currently under construction. So other than that, you can find me on the Pharaohs Podcast. Yes, we do have Spotify. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on Spotify
Oh yeah, I
as
was
well.
gonna get to it when y'all finished up. Luke, where can people find you?
Yep, you can find me at the Luke733lead9@gmail.com or the Pharaohs Podcast. Look out again. We looking on this side of the spectrum. We get ready to drop that Getting Your House in Order series. I've been getting a lot of work done with it, getting a few extra equipment and stuff that I need in order to kind of document my day and basically what we just finished talking about, just hard work, dedication. So looking forward to that. Look out for that as the new year drops, as the Gregorian calendar new year drops. We're gonna be bringing that in.
Hold up, what is it called?
Get Your House in Order. It's gonna be a
What's
whole
that?
series.
It's a book or a series?
It's a
Or like
series, so like a vlog, like just bringing the people around, showing them like what I'm doing in my life, like literally to get my house in order, from the physical side, mental side, spiritual side. I didn't went and got my gym membership and stuff back reinstated. I'm trying to get right, y'all. I'm trying to
look,
get right.
me too,
You know?
me too. I started going
Yeah.
back to the gym last week.
Yeah, man.
I'm
So
gonna get mine reinstated real soon.
Gains, get those gains.
Yes, sir.
Eric talking about so we can find him on the bench waiting for God to put him in.
Boy, you better be on the sideline next to the coach. Be like, yo, put me in, coach. Put me in the game.
Hey.
Y'all is funny. Yes, like they said, family, email us any topics, any videos, anything that you guys want us to talk about here on the podcast. Email us at the Pharaohs Podcast at gmail.com. And last but not least, the Pharaohs Podcast is on Spotify. So if you're not able to watch us live or be able to comment or anything like that on YouTube, we are on Spotify. All episodes, including this one, will be on Spotify. Just look us up at the Pharaohs Podcast. Every Tuesday morning, about 9 a.m., should drop this episode. So this is going up now, and Spotify will have it tomorrow morning.
Yo.
All right, family. Peace.
Peace.
Town down.